Ho ho ho, everybody. I hope you guys are doing amazing. All right, guys. This is going to be a yeah, I always say they're quick. They're never quick. Anyways, this is questions that I've gotten recently in the last couple of videos that I said I was going to answer, but I just frankly forgot. These are questions from the last video and maybe the video before that. So I'm going to talk about maybe two charts, just kind of generally talk to you guys for a bit. Just chill out, relax, listen to this, maybe recommend you guys some YouTube channels, and just give a quick recap. What's the future like before the New Year's holidays? Christmas is around the corner. New Year's trading's dying down a lot. You guys have seen that, and probably a lot of slower markets. So not sure if I'm going to be trading Thursday or Friday. I know for sure I'm done Friday, but to be honest, I probably will. Maybe just try to capture some scalps if I can. I haven't taken any trades this week. It's been really slow, I find. There's been opportunities, but I'm just kind of just don't really want to be trading right now. That's kind of the honest truth. But let's talk about let's do some two charts about levels that I would keep an eye on possibly. One is the Australian coming into this daily demand right here. Price is coming down, so I'd rather be a buyer down in here. And then sellers, I don't see any type of sellers are till up here. What's nice about this daily demand zone is that we have removed supply here and supply here. We are continuing this uptrend. So if prices manage to come down within the next 2 days into this demand zone, I would look for buying. But even looking at the daily chart when you're trying to find scalps, it's a pretty big time frame. So usually when I'm trying to find scalping opportunities, this is actually one of the questions I was supposed to talk about scalps. And that is basically I do the exact same analysis. If I'm scalping or if I'm swing trading, daily income trading, position trading, it's the exact same using multiple time frame analysis. The only thing that's different between possibly like a scalp and a swing trade is obviously the length that you're going to be holding, but more importantly is the time frame sequence. If you're going to be scalping, say on a 5 minute, 15 minutes, probably a monthly and the weekly is probably not the best to use as a higher time frame. Because if we're trying to scalp for a trade, meaning we're not going to be into the trade or be in the trade for longer than 12 hours, most likely. So don't you think knowing about what's going to happen over the next 12 hours and focusing more maybe on 4 hour supply and demand zones as your biggest time frame is more important than focusing on like the weekly or the monthly? Probably. So when I scalp, I do the exact same top-down analysis. So if you guys don't know what that is, obviously I would recommend my tips playlist. Go check out the, let's see, I don't know, almost coming up to 1. Oh, did that just change? I swear, maybe it just did. I just saw 1.7 and I think it went up to 1.8 now. That's awesome. And hey, if you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. All right? Appreciate it. 2020 is around the corner. Very exciting. Very exciting. So this tips playlist. We're coming into those summer holidays. The markets are starting to die down. Do yourself a favor if you guys want, and maybe do me a favor. Go and watch these tips playlists. They're very good. They're solid videos. There's probably only one more, and that's probably going to be talking about psychology. And I would kind of want to have maybe if I go back to Thailand or anything like that, I kind of want to have like uh, just background things going than me just over talking it. Kind of like I did a video on that day trading versus swing trading where I kind of just did walking street in Phuket, Thailand, where it's just kind of showing you guys the walking street. So this time I would do like a better view of maybe showing it. So I'm gonna maybe do that maybe in the new year sometime over the next two months if I go back. Hopefully I probably am going back. I am going back. So maybe in 2 months I'll bring that out. But like I was just saying, we're coming down to the holidays. Markets are dying down. You guys need to start doing your yearly review. This is why you take pictures. This is why I tell my group you need to take pictures of every single trade you take. So you can go back in 6 months from now or a year from now and review all those trades that you took and say, hey, I'm maybe not profitable trading these currency pairs, or hey, I'm maybe not profitable when I hold trades for this long. You know, only having these stats after 6 months, these stats will begin to show itself about what's profitable and what's not. Maybe something that really helped me is writing on a piece of paper And I was writing every trade that I was trading with the trend, against the trend, confirmation setups, aggressive confirmation versus conservative confirmation, the type of quality zone versus a non-quality zone, and I marked out I put a little tick beside them. So I kind of have like 6, 7 different criteria, and I put a tick beside it. And so like, hey, if I was taking a counter trend trade and I didn't take confirmation, meaning I just took a set and forget, I ended up like losing like 70% of the time. So clearly I had to get rid of those losing set and forgets, set and forgets counter trend trades. So I eliminate those. But you wouldn't know that unless you took pictures and analysis and did a top-down analysis and written analysis after each trade. So this is when it comes in handy. Maybe you're very good at trading with the trend, taking set and forgets, or maybe you're trading really good in a sideways market looking for, aggressive confirmation. These are only things that you can find out after 6 months of trading to a year, and you review the last 50 trades to 100 trades you take. These stats will begin to show itself. And then if you see yourself winning 70% of the time on a certain trade setup, well, don't you think that you should be going back, or in the future in 2020, you should be only taking those types of trade setups and getting and eliminating those poor trade setups? Think about it. Now, if you didn't take trades, do it the hard way and go back and look, go to your broker statement and mark out all the zones. Sure, it's going to take you probably like 5 times as long, but hey, you got 2 weeks off. I'm not going to be coming back until the 6th. So I'm going to take next 2 weeks off. So you got 2 weeks to do that. If you can't manage to do 5 hours worth of work, then you're in the wrong business. It's that fucking simple. Ooh, I swore. Sorry, guys. I do it all the time. So, anyways, that's what I recommend, man. We're coming into the slow season. Start reviewing. If you guys haven't created a journal or a trading plan, a top-down analysis plan about what your trade setup is, you guys need to be doing that. All right, make it your own. Don't try to combine 50 different people's or 5 different people's trading plans into your own. It has to be your own. It has to make sense to yourself. Maybe you're somebody that just like hates taking counter trend trades, or hates taking a set and forget trade, or hates doing this or that. So then don't do that. Maybe you want to manage your trade a certain way, as in like, hey, you hate when a trade goes against you after prices have already gone 1 to 1 or 2 to 1. Well, then maybe look to manage your stop after that, or maybe take your profits earlier and let your second target run. There's so many ways that you could create your strategy and create your plan, but that has to make sense for you, right? Are you okay with making these adjustments and taking the trade over and over and over and over again? That's something that's on you. Nobody else can answer that. I don't care. Okay, so that's basically that. That was my rant about coming to the summer holidays. Relax, do your review, get ready, and if you guys, I would love to have you guys join. If you're looking to take your trading to the next level and be in a group with other like-minded traders, I strongly, strongly suggest joining in to my private group at moneypolitrading.com. Drop me a message. I will answer it. I'm not some big hipster guy yet. Yet, guys, you don't know. Something might happen in the future. I'm busy with 50, with 100 messages from other people, so I just won't get to you. I will always get to your message. So don't worry about that. I would love to have you guys join. It's just nothing's better than being in a group affiliated with people that are all taking the exact same or trading the exact same strategy, but they have their own style or niche behind it. And you're in a group where everybody's trying to get successful. When you're in a group, a free chat room with a bunch of losing traders, well, there's nothing really holding you, accountable to trading the same thing and then listening to 5 different YouTubers or other programs, stuff like that. You know, if you guys are interested in joining, I would love to have you. I think it's a great opportunity. I know what I have to offer with this, and I really do believe it's like an insane um, opportunity for everybody to be joining. My goal is just to grab your testimonial. And you might think, well, that's a pretty dickhead thing to do. Well, think about it. I won't earn your testimonial until you become successful, right? So that is the end goal for me. That is what the goal is for any educator, is to grab a testimonial. And I want to get that from everybody. That is the goal. And I won't receive that until they become successful. So far in the group, we've had people that are already successful and they just want to learn the supply and demand methodology. There's nothing better than that. They are trying to continue their learning and learning other trading methodologies. There's nothing wrong with that. I know lots of people do that. I know my mentor does that every year. He purchases a course from somebody just to learn their style of trading. It's just another, a weapon in your arsenal. Something maybe they say or something they do that you implement into your trading really helps your trading. There's people like that in the group that they trade differently, but they wanted to learn supply and demand just to help them understand. And they use it for their multiple time frame analysis, and they use it for their higher time frames. That's really what they use it for, and timing their entries and exits and targets. So that's that. I would love to have you guys join. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Nothing better than joining a group that all trading the same strategy. You guys can ask me questions. I hang out there all day. We do a Wednesday trade review meeting and a Sunday meeting too. And also in 2020, I would like to incorporate a daily meeting too for the day traders. Um, so that would be nice if we could do that. But that's going to happen over time. So maybe I'll just get in the habit of it. We'll figure it out. Anyways, let's keep going. Talk about scalping. This is going to be a lot longer than I thought, but you know what? I know my good listeners will listen to this. The people that just listen to a minute and then peace off, they're not the real fans. They're not my real supporters. So I appreciate the people that have continued to listen to this so far. Thank you very much. And I wish you guys a very happy New Year, very happy Christmas. I really appreciate that. Scalping, like I kind of said it before, if I'm going to be doing scalping, I look for prices inside maybe a 4-hour supply or demand zone, and then depending on the trend of that 4-hour picture, that will depend if I'm taking a an aggressive confirmation setup, meaning my entry level confirmation or my intermediate time frame confirmation. It will also depend if I'm taking a set and forget. So what I will do the exact same thing you see me doing on all my chart analysis, all my trade reviews, is I will just, instead of using the daily or the weekly, I'll use the 4-hour. I'll go down to the 4-hour and I'll be like, okay, if I'm trying to scalp the market, where do I want to be a buyer and seller? Well, I probably want to be a buyer down here. Why? This is a great drop-based rally 4-hour demand zone, but then also a great 4-hour supply zone up here. And it looks like we do have some supply up here right now, maybe on the 1-hour. Let's see the 1-hour. Yeah, so there's some 1-hour demand supply in there. So maybe scalps, 5-minute scalps in there, 5 to 15 minutes up here and down there. So it's just different time frame sequences. That's really what it is. And I think the hard part is doing it over and over again and feeling confident in taking the trade over and over again. There was a question I had from my Instagram guy. Let's pull it up. This is going to be a lot longer. I know it is. But thanks guys for listening. We were talking about this in the trade review meeting, and he was looking for like kind of a swing trading opportunity. And his analysis was prices were coming into a weekly drop-based rally demand zone. 100% correct. Strong weekly demand, drop-based drop weekly supply zone removed. So we want to be looking for buying opportunities when price came down here. He went down to his 4-hour time frame. This is multiple time frame analysis, guys. I know I'm going really quick, but try to go with me. We saw this downward momentum line break, this upward one. This was kind of the channel. This, just ignore this bottom line. It looks better on the 1-hour. This was the 4-hour kind of momentum that we were going off of. That was that. Removed any type of supply. Let's go to the 1-hour so we could see. So that's the kind of the channel. Inside this channel, we removed the supply. We broke the downward momentum. So buyers were clearly stepping in here. He took this pullback down in here and he was frustrated about why it didn't work. Well, obviously not my reply to him was, even the best zones can fail and the worst zones can work. So don't worry about that. Just relax. More times than not, the better zones, the higher probability based zones, based on the scoring of the zone, will come out more profitable than not. So this was a good trade in my books. This would have been a good trade. There was nothing wrong with this. Now, something I added to him was this is also now going to depend on how you're going to manage the trade. I talked about this in my risk management video, and this is something that's going to be different for every single trader, is how are you going to manage this trade? Are you going to be the type of trader, a more fear-based trader? There's nothing wrong with being fear-based or greed-based. There's pros and cons to each. Are you going to be the type of trader that moves their stop loss to break even after 1-to-1? After prices have left 1-to-1? If not, well, then you probably would have gotten stopped out. If so, well, you probably would have avoided a loss. Now, another thing is you got to ask, are you going to be the type of trader that's going to take profits at 1-to-1? There's clearly some supply here. Are you going to be taking for your first target here at 1-to-1 or 2-to-1? That's going to depend if you got stopped out or targeted, right? Or you hit your first target. Then maybe you move your second position up to break even. He didn't have a plan around that, I don't believe. So I think he was emotionally connected to this, thinking every trade's going to work. Obviously, not every trade is going to work, right? This is me kind of talking to him now. I like this trade. We talked about it in the group, and everybody kind of said, I like this trade. I like this trade. Yeah, it makes sense. Multiple time frame analysis. It's a decent zone. It's just going to depend on how you're going to manage the trade. Okay. Uh, let's just quickly talk about pound USD. For the time being, we're kind of in this rally-based rally daily demand. I don't like the daily demand. This 4-hour demand is nothing special. I don't really know why I'm talking about this, to be honest. Before I get long, or if I do get long, I would want to see this, that, and then I might try to catch a long. This was kind of like the USD. I tweeted about this today. I saw prices coming into this 1-hour drop-based rally demand zone. And what I said is, because we are in a counter trend market, prices are in a downtrend on the 1-hour. This is me scalping now. I want to see evidence of pricing or buyers stepping in. I went down to the 15-minute. I wanted to see this supply zone getting removed. We didn't get it. Prices rallied up, reacted off of it, and then dropped. Okay, so there was no trade there for me. Okay, another trade analysis was Aussie yen. Probably going to be closing this soon. I'm not going to hold it going into the holidays. Prices were inside a monthly supply zone in a monthly downtrend. Here is the monthly time frame. Monthly supply coming into it, right? We want to be looking for selling opportunities. There was a daily set and forget level at the extreme of the monthly supply. There was your rally-based drop monthly supply zone. We talked about this in the group. I took this. I'm still holding it. Stops are at break even now. So that's that. That's basically, no, that's not everything. Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin. There was a 1-hour and 4-hour demand zone we were watching. So this was the 4-hour demand down here that we were watching for a while. Prices finally came down, stalled out for a bit, then like kind of like stopped hunt everybody out and then absolutely rallied up. Big rally. I didn't see an opportunity to get in. There was a drop-based drop 1-hour supply zone. I would have wanted to see this happen. That before I get long. Never received it, so that's that. There was also another, I know I'm probably going pretty fast, but you know what? We got to do it. There was this 1-hour drop-based rally demand we were talking about for a while. Let's just go forward. That one got completely blown through. Kind of tried to hold out for a bit. Sellers clearly took control. So both those kind of failed. That's all right. Another question. Stay to the end of this. This is a good video, guys. You're not going to hear from me for a while, all right? I might come out. My next 2 videos will be the 2020, because at the start of the year, this was like my first video that I ever created on this channel, and it still only has like 400 views, which was, let's go to my channel really quick. Let's see. Hold up. You can sort by oldest. Oldest. It's funny. This one's got 11K views. Oops. It's me just when I was in Cuba, like 10, 12 months ago. I was just doing a hotel walk around. Things got 11K views, and I hold the top spot for that. If you YouTube that hotel, I hold the top spot. It's because the hotel just opened too, like right before I went there. It opened up like 6 months, I think, beforehand. So there was only like 2 videos out on it, so I still managed to hold the top spot. My first video, my 2020 video. Oh my gosh, where is it? I don't know. Hold on, hold on. 2020, where the hell is it? Over here, trading analysis forecast. 2019, it's got 500 reviews. So that was me projecting what I think will happen throughout the most common uh, currency pairs. I haven't watched this in a year. I told myself I wouldn't watch it. So what I'm going to do is like watch it and then make a recording right after it, talk about levels and reasoning um, to why I talked about it, stuff like that. And then maybe the next video, a couple days later, I'll do my 2020 forecast. So that's something that's going to come in. That's probably going to be my next two videos. I'm probably going to no more new videos for at least a couple days, at least a week probably. And that's that. There's another question. Futures chart, how to add. You guys see me talking about futures a lot. You see over here, like you see the pound, the Australian, the euro. It's very easy. This is just based off of the futures of the currency of the euro, the pound, the Aussie. And how do you add these? Well, if you want, well, these symbols are right here, so you could just take them. It tells you all of them. Just highlight over them. It'll say Canadian, Japanese, New Zealand, Aussie. Just go into them, type in any one. If you want, you could type in Canadian, and it should pop up Canadian 6C. Yeah, click on that, and then C1 exclamation point is always the most frequent. They keep it updated. So I always go with one, and it just updates it automatically. It just keeps going. It's continuous. So that's how I would add them. You could add the symbol up in here into your watch list. Just click it and type in like, I don't know, pound Aussie. Click it. You can pick your provider. This is forex. Futures will be different because there'll only be one provider. Forex, you're going to have multiple providers from different exchanges. Pound Aussie, and it gets added to the bottom. Then you can just move up however you want, adjust them. Okay. Uh, there was another guy talking about how I do my analysis. I'm going to do that at the end. Okay, so if you're still listening, that one guy, I'll talk about my chart setups at the end. Talk about, I'm reading. Talk about trading view charts, how to set them up. Yeah, I'll talk about that at the end. 2020, check. Okay, then there was somebody asking me a question if I could make a video why I'm so bearish to market and what are my views on the government and stuff like that. So I thought I could make a video on that sometime in the future, but I thought, we're coming down into holidays. I thought I'd give you guys some good YouTube channels to listen to if you're interested, and maybe a good supply and demand reading book to recommend too. Obviously, a couple of the YouTube channels that I strongly recommend, these guys are all libertarian, all about the small government to no government, bearish the market. It's all BS. These guys, you know, not complete anarchists, but it's low government, low libertarian kind of people. So I would actually strongly recommend these people. First person is Jeff Berwick. He runs Dollar Vigilante. He's got some really good videos I would recommend you guys watching, about 30, 40 minutes long each. Very good listen to. Another guy is Peter Schiff. He runs Euro Pacific Capital. He talks about the Federal Reserve, talking about why all the numbers they produce is completely wrong, how he analyzes the data and why he's completely bearish and why they're lying, and about how they're going to go back into quantitative easing, and basically how the market's built on fake news and completely fake data, and about how you can position yourself to get set for the next recession. And the last guy is, if you're into metals, I would recommend this guy, Silver Uncut Report. This guy basically just goes into each data, analyzes it, talks about it, banks, the repo market, and stuff like that. So those are three guys I would recommend. And if you're looking for a book, go to forexfactory.com. I'm going to recommend my mentor's book. He does the Forex Factory Forum Trading Institutional Order Flow. Strongly recommend this. If you want a good read about supply and demand, and you want to participate in his forum and possibly join his community, I would strongly recommend it. Oh wow, we just hit 400 pages, so congratulations to him. Everything in the methodology, almost basically, theory-wise, talking about supply and demand charts is pretty well explained here. So I would recommend that. Okay. So that's that. And if you guys want a little, I was listening to this video today. If you guys want a little kick and giggle, I recommend listening to this video. It's a Belgium guy that did a video based on Walking Street in Pattaya. It's just a little song. He goes through the nightlife in Pattaya and just kind of shows you girls dancing, what the nightlife is about and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. So you guys can check that out. It's just called Pattaya Pattaya song nightlife. Walking Street Pattaya song basically. It's done by this Charles Pinot guy. So I'd recommend that out too. Okay. So that's basically it. We kind of talked about everything. I appreciate you guys listening to this and doing all that. So wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that. I probably won't post another video until over Christmas, so Happy Holidays. Now have a beer, relax, review. You guys know what to do. So I appreciate everything you guys have done so far. This channel has done absolutely amazing this year. We grew from 0 subscribers all the way to 1.7 subscribers, 1.7K. Very happy with that. Thank you very much. I had big plans for this. It's been absolutely amazing. You know, having the ability to go to Mexico, Cuba, Las Vegas, tour. I don't know how many countries I did when I backpacked Europe earlier this year. I think I did like 12 countries, 10, 12 countries in 8 weeks. Then I went to Asia, checked out a lot of the Thailand community, and then I went to Vietnam. So all that absolutely amazing. I would love to have other people along the ride. You know, it would be so cool just to rent like a big suite with other traders. That's kind of what I really want to do. Rent a big house with people, just trade, socialize with other traders like that. So that's kind of the goal for hopefully next year and maybe some time. It'd be cool if I could get some of you guys down here. I know a lot of you guys say I'd love to meet you on the beach, and man, I look forward to seeing people on the beach somewhere in the world. Right? Grab a beer, relax. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for joining, everybody, and I hope to help everybody soon in the new year. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Cheers.